Well, hello everybody. This is Papa. I've been sick with COVID a little bit, and so I've got a scraggly beard getting going here from not shaving in the last couple of days, but I'm starting to get over and feeling a little bit better. But I just wanted to talk about some of the great memories I have of us all being up at the cabin for the blast. Even with the sickness we had, I thought we just created some really great memories, and I love that. So this is not going to be a Papa story. It's more of a Papa report of sort of what I remember from the being at the blast. And what you need to know is I love seeing all the cousins playing. It was so fun to me. You guys were all different places, just having a great time, and I loved seeing that. So I really like that. Some of the high points for me, we had a new attraction this year called the Creative Workshop, and that was over under the trees by the little shed. And there were a number of people that came over there and just enjoyed playing with some tools and sort of thinking about putting things together or whatever. I know Laura was over there and Janae, and Laura was making some signs and things like that. And certainly Caleb and Parker were over there. You know, they're a little bit older, and they were able to use some of the tools pretty well. I'm glad nobody got hurt and all the tools were accounted for, but mostly that you guys had a lot of fun over there. And of course, it was Melanie's birthday while we were up there. And while it was her birthday, Caleb and Parker decided to make her a birdhouse. And so they did all the work themselves. I really didn't help at all. I mean, I was over there once in a while to make sure they were safe, but I think, and they'll tell you that, it's about 99% they did it themselves. They figured out how they were going to build it, they cut it, they put it together, they glued it. They cut the hole for the bird to get in. They made the little perch so the bird could stand to get in. So that was cool. It was fun to see that folks were having a lot of fun with that. The other thing that you may not realize is Levi learned how to pump on a swing. And Lily learned how to pump on a swing the last time we had a blast up there. And so that was really exciting. And Levi will remember this because I went over while he was doing the swing, and he was getting pretty high on the smaller swings that we've got. And I put my hand up way above my head and said, see if you can hit my hand with your foot. And I put my hand way up there. And he was swinging and swinging, and he could start hitting my foot. He could start hitting my hand with his foot, and he was laughing and giggling, but he learned how to pump on a swing, and we all know that's really a fun thing to do. Also, Aunt Melanie, it was her birthday, but she also learned how to ride the bigger motorcycle, and that's sort of cool. The other thing that I have a fun memory of is that Parker and Caleb were able to learn how to ride the 110 motorcycles, and they did really good with that. And so we went out on a couple of little rides, and they learned how to do that. And I think that made them feel pretty good. And again, that's a little bit of an older person thing, but it was fun to see. Probably the funniest thing that I remember is with Lucy. I went out on 2 ATV rides, and she was on the front of the ATV. And each time we left, it was not raining. And then as we started to come back, it's like it just started raining. And at first it was barely raining. and then it turned into a strong rain. The other thing I noticed is the raindrops were big, but they were super cold. It was like ice dropping on you. And if it had been a little bit cooler, I think we could have had snow. The rain was so cold. So I was going, and Lucy was right in front of me. She had a little helmet on, and she started turning her head, because the rain was coming right at her, and I was trying to huddle around her to make it as comfortable as possible and block some of the rain. But we came back, and folks on the porch were all cheering like, yay, they made it back. And we were pretty soaked. And they got out a towel to dry off Lucy. But then we did it again. We went out another time. She wanted to go on an ATV ride, and the sun was out. It was fine. We went it wasn't that long of a ride. And when we started to turn around and come back, it started raining again. Same super cold drops. And we were just, it was fun, and it created a memory, but it was so weird. I mean, it's just water. It's not going to hurt you. But she was a trooper, and I hope she has some good memories of riding the ATV through really strong rain with Papa, and I was trying to help her. The other memory I had was with the dirt kitchen. And again, the dirt kitchen was Mugga's idea. We built that a couple years ago, and I think all of you enjoyed the dirt kitchen or the mud kitchen. When Mugga talked about it, I thought, I can build almost anything. But I was like, who would want to play with a fake kitchen? And I didn't think anybody'd even want to use it. And so I researched, like, how tall do I make it? How big do I make it? Where do I get a faucet? How do we make the burners look for the stove? Sorry, that's a little bit of a COVID cough. I get a cough every once in a while. So I looked at different play kitchens, like Fisher-Price makes different play kitchens. And I was looking at how tall do they make them, because I didn't know what the right height would be. So at the end of the day, I came up with a design, and also one of the days I was out riding my bike, and in our neighborhood, somebody was redoing their kitchen, and they had pulled out the faucet in a house that's pretty new. It had sold, and somebody wanted a different faucet and wanted a different kitchen or something. And so I went into the house where all the construction people were, and I said, what are you doing with that faucet out there? And they said, we're just throwing it away. And I said, is it a problem if I take it home? And I told them about the dirt kitchen I was making, and they were excited about that. And they said, yeah, take it. So I ended up modifying that so it could be used. And so anyway, I was shocked, have been shocked, continue to be shocked at how much each of you enjoy the dirt kitchen at the cabin. But anyway, I know Gemma and Lily and everybody was enjoying the dirt kitchen. And I love just looking around. Sometimes I'd sit up on the porch and look around. There was just little huddles of kids playing and doing different things. We also put up the zip line, and Levi and Lucy even did the zip line. Everybody was able to do the zip line and the swings and playing. And it was just really fun for me to see all that. And at night, on Friday night and Saturday night, the older kids, we went out in the meadow when it got dark, and we did something called the Normandy game. And it had to do with these crickets. And I had that idea a couple weeks ago. that it would be neat to replicate what happened actually in history during a war. And during a war, World War II, paratroopers were dropped behind enemy lines. So they were landing where the enemy was. And they did it at night. And so they fell out of airplanes at night and fell with their parachutes and landed in farms and cities all around. And their challenge was to find each other because they were all over the place. And the problem is they couldn't yell at each other to say where they were, because the enemy would hear them and take them prisoner, kill them, or whatever. And so they came up with an idea to use these little crickets. And when I was growing up, we used to play with these little crickets. You could get them in Cracker Jack boxes. And so when I grew up with these little crickets, and they were like fidget toys. You just sort of play with them. So I went online to Amazon and I found crickets. They used to be all over the place. So I ordered the crickets, and then we created a game around that at night. And nobody could talk in that game. They could only use the cricket to signal where they were. And their job was to find each other and get together as a group before I found them with my killer flashlight. And so I think we had some good games with that. But mostly, I had a great time just watching you kids play at the cabin. I hope you're getting good memories of being at the cabin and that it's a fun place for you to think about. We've tried to make it a fun place where it's got good things that you can enjoy and you can just sort of run around and be with your cousins. So anyway, I hope you guys had a great time. I really had a great time. I played with a lot of you, maybe all of you, and I watched you, and it just really made me feel good to see you all having fun together as cousins and as a family, and I think that's really important. And so I just love that. So even though I got COVID, I don't care. Hopefully I'll get over COVID pretty quickly, but I have some priceless memories of when we were together, and I wouldn't trade that for COVID anyway. I'm fine with the memories that I've got. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. And also, if you want to share some of your memories on Marco Polo, that would be fun. You don't have to, but if you want to, say a few things that you thought were fun, that would be good. So anyway, I love you so much. I hope you have a great day. Love you all. Bye-bye.